Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show. El Camino, El Camino, El Camino, El Camino. Doing great, guys. How are you all today?
You know what, gentlemen? I gotta rock right off the bat. I think I'm over. Over what? I think overweight? No. Yeah, right. Me, overweight, bro. There's no way in the world I could ever even achieve that. That's true. I mean, as much as I could eat, I would still just physically wear it off. Because I'm always moving around.
El Camino.
Some shit?
El Camino.
Physically or metaphysically?
El Camino.
I've reached a
El Camino.
Friday show where I was so physically ill all weekend. I snapped it, bro, and I did. Yes, you did. I didn't tell you that fat bag of chicken. Yeah. I'm so sorry, man. You would have been
My backseat, baby. Right down your ride. I'll drive you crazy.
Man, because I learned a valuable lesson, bro. Number one, don't eat the filter fish.
El Camino.
I think you're supposed to cook it.
El Camino.
They say you can eat it.
El Camino.
You're a Jewish fella who's grown up eating stuff, not if you're a William such as yourself.
Anyway, so drinking the brine wasn't the smartest thing to do either. And then, of course, after letting all that up into the bucket, I said, hey, let's take it one step further. Let's just re-drink all of it back down. And, bro, my esophagus caught fire.
Oh, yeah?
Bad. To where I had the hiccups for, I'm telling you, man, it felt like 40 hours straight. Just... You know, and I couldn't stop, man, and I was so pissed. I was just getting angry, sleep deprivation. I can't eat. Every time I go to eat right now, if I go to put any food in my stomach, man, it just causes extreme pain. So I'm wondering.
My butt itches.
Yeah, oh, that was on fire. That wasn't too good either.
How does that feel coming out the other end?
Dude, gefilte fish going through the system is not cool, man. Either way, either side. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I gotta reevaluate some of the stuff I do, or put more thought into it if I am gonna do it. Maybe some preventative research besides.
The problem is you can't do preventative research because you never know what's going to come your way.
That is true. I wish I did know a little bit more what was going to come my way, man, because it would help me do preventative research. Because as you know, my regimen has been anti-diarrhea medicine, Pepto, and that stuff by the gallons and by box, by bottles full. Like I'll eat, 12 anti-diarrhea pills at one time.
Yeah.
14 at a time, and stuff like that, man. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's. I got to reevaluate, man, because I've really hurt myself this time. I'm tired. I feel like crap. But it's good to see you boys and good to talk to you, Gordon. And so, what are you guys up to, man? What's shaking?
Same old same, man.
Yeah.
Just a horrible, long, extremely tiresome day at work.
Yeah. You been running?
I did that yesterday. I ran 12.66 yesterday.
You're training for that marathon, right?
Half marathon, but
Half
yes.
marathon?
But no, Saturday I had to do a server rollout, and that continued over to this morning because the tech support for the software company who puts it out wasn't available when I needed them to be. And so it's just been a long day. And, I always, it kind of sucks to do these shows at the end of a long work day, but it is what it is. We're here.
It is.
We got the sound sorted out. It looked like the video was freezing up at the beginning of the show, but I think it's finally catching up. But at least the sound's sorted out. But hopefully
Good
for
deal.
those people watching, the video stream sorts out. But for those you watching, if the video stream does suck, just download the show tomorrow, listen to it on your phone.
There you go.
You know, the video thing is kind of an additive, if you will, kind of an added feature.
Little bonus, yeah.
The primary mode of consumption for all podcasts is to download the audio onto an app such as iTunes, which we're on, or Apple Podcasts now, Google Music, Stitcher, Spotify, all of those. So, you know, or you can just go to d-410.com. So if the video's freezing up tonight, I do apologize. I don't think it's anything here. I think it may be my internet. I think maybe the fact that people are playing video games in the other room. But, yeah, so just download the show. Download it, and we'll be good to go. I think we got Gordon's vocals sorted out. Hi, Gordon.
Hey,
Hey, there he is. And but we're cruising along. You know, we were so up to our ass last week that I failed to give a props, a nice howdy do to the fine people over at the Unsupervised podcast.
Yeah, man.
They've been very supportive of what we do. They've had you on the show. They've had me on the
they're
show.
Cool people over there. Man.
They made reference to us the following episode, and so I want to give them some props. And to give them props, we're going to start the show with a topic that Mick brought up over there.
Yeah.
He was talking about a time that he was doing a job. He was kind of doing a temporary service job. He went out painting. And at the end of the day, he just met this guy. The guy said, hey, why don't you come over to my apartment, and I will teach you how to clean these paintbrushes. And, of course, Mick didn't pick up on that part. So he went back over there, and shortly there was a naked dude walking through the apartment.
What?
That reminded me of this, and this is a question I have for you two, and I have an example. Looking back on it now,
Mick.
was there ever a time, an instant, or someone's attempt that you didn't think of it at the time, but maybe 2 days, 2 weeks, a month, a year later, you look back on it and say, that motherfucker's trying to pick me up?
Oh, I know right away, bro.
Go ahead, give me your example, then I'll give you guys mine.
Right away, bro. Because what I used to do when I used to, do long haul trucking, and we'd stop over at the truck stops, bro. And
eastbound and down,
yeah, man.
loaded up and sucking.
You're stopping at, I don't want to mention the exact names of the stops, but you stop at some of these places, and not only do you see the lot lizard chicks, but there's like lot lizard dudes out there, man, and they're strolling around. Now, if you're going into one of those places to take a shower because you've been on the road for a week or two, and I worked for a moving company, so we were moving furniture, man, and it was burly. It was real burly job, man. And there were people, we'd be drinking beer in the back of the truck when it was all empty, just laying on the furniture pads and stuff, sleeping on them and things of that nature. And I remember some dudes crumbing up in proposition to me and another buddy, and we were just like, what?
Was it a straight up proposition? No, see, that's what I'm getting at. It wasn't a straight up proposition. It's more of a code.
Yeah, there was like a code to it. It was not like but we knew what they were hinting at. Like, why don't you come back and party with us in the air conditioned, in the back of the air conditioned trailer. And I'm like, nah, bro. Good to go. Don't need to, man. I'm good. I got my penthouse mags, my 6-pack of beer. I'm good to go, bro. Before we had smartphones and all that jazz,
Yeah.
But anyways, that's mine. But yeah, definitely, I've been there. I've seen it happen.
Mine happened.
So I've got one that's pretty fucked up.
Okay.
Let's hear it, dude.
Mom was out here visiting for Christmas, and we went out to a. Goddamn, this is horrible. We went out to JCPenney, and I had to go use the restroom, and
There's still
I'm in there.
JCPenney open out in Vegas?
Yeah.
what's that?
There's still JCPenney in Vegas?
This was about 5 years ago, maybe
So it was
6.
recent.
And I went to use the restroom, and I go to the handy-capable because being a tall fella, you want a little extra, boost to the seat. And this guy comes in, and he hits the door like he's going to he was in a hurry. And he realized I was in there, so he sits next to me, and I'm just, doing my business. And then it sounds like I hear a smacking sound.
Oh, no.
Like that
Yeah.
fast or more of a...
Yeah.
Hey,
Like he's slapping it against himself. And then I hear, nice ass.
What?
What the fuck, dude? You better get the fuck out of
now,
here.
to be fair to him, he could be looking at porn on the phone.
He could.
Nah, man, he tried to get into the stall first, and when I looked over,
Shut
he
the
was
door,
looking
huh?
at me
The
through
old
the
door
fucking...
rattle.
So
where the divider and there's a gap between the divider and the wall, and I was like, dude, I'm out of here.
So was he prairie dogging over the
Yeah.
wall?
No, he was looking between the gap. So say that the divider, the stall divider, doesn't sit flush against the wall. There was probably about a 1/4 inch gap, and he was peering through there.
Oh, that's,
Fucking awful, dude. I wanted to go home and take a rape shower after that. It was
Dude,
fucking
you have to
nasty.
take a shower.
that's horrible. Now, I don't know. This happened twice. And I don't know if it was the same fella. It possibly could be. The MO was the same.
Is that fella or that fella?
The area was
bad.
similarly close. No, he wasn't a fella because, as we've talked about before, openly gay guys go to the bar just like we do. It's the closet gay guys who are married or who have the job, whether it's a counselor or in school or in church.
Right.
Those are the guys who can't be open about it, and that's why they go out and do these crazy, weird things in weird places. The openly gay guys, they just go to the bar like the rest of us.
Yeah, I guess you're
But
right.
this happened twice, and both times it was roughly around the Tampa area. I was traveling north,
That's where I was.
and I think I was at a truck stop, went in, got some fuel,
Mm-hmm.
some beverages, and I was in the restroom. And the line was the same both times. It was something along the line of, hey man, I just got some entertainment equipment. Do you want to come back to my house and help me set it up?
That was his line.
It's like, first off, I'm not in a uniform.
Nope.
I'm not in my van. Nothing would even let this person know that I do this for a living. It's just, and second of all, I'm in the bathroom. The answer is, no, I'm good.
Right. Not a place to
A
approach.
year and a half later, something very similar. There's a men's room restroom.
Tampa.
Hey man, I'm looking for some labor. You want to come to my house and help me paint?
Please, take your passage.
Okay, well, this isn't the Home Depot, and I'm not in the
Yeah.
parking lot. This is the men's restroom. Clearly,
Yeah.
two different times, very similar MOs, very similar methods of approach
To
about
lure.
labor at one's house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I guess I should be a little flattered, but it's like, nah, fella.
Well, they could have been communicating with somebody on the computer, and that was their key word. Their code word was, "Hey."
So you think they're just asking him every rant because they
It could be,
because they
and
didn't
then
get the message
finally-
where he's like, "I'll be the guy in the red bandana."
Yeah, maybe that's the deal.
So he didn't get the identifier. So he just, "Are you the keymaster? I'm the
Yeah,
gatekeeper."
Exactly, bro.
Are you the
Are you
keymaster?
the guy
I'm
in
the gatekeeper.
Exactly, bro. Maybe you ran into that situation and he just kept, he
That's
was nervous.
creepy,
That's
dude.
creepy as
Creepy.
I don't know. Ugh.
Ugh.
Good God, I just want to puke again.
Oh.
I don't
He's an
even-
asshole, sir.
Yeah,
Asshole, major asshole.
I don't even have any stomach acid left to vomit up.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. Sick.
While we're on the topic of food and Dave's consumption, I wrote this on my list of shit, and this is a secret I promised to share to people via my last YouTube feed. Gordon, you know this one because you worked in the fast food industry.
All right.
Okay, Dave, here's the hypothetical.
Hmm.
You're going through a fast food restaurant.
Yeah,
There's no one behind you in line.
right.
You go to a place. There's one down the street that's known for a little bit of slow service.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for your food. They give you your drink, and they ask you to pull up to the end of the sidewalk. There's no one behind you,
Yeah.
so you're not preventing anyone else from getting the order.
Mm-hmm.
But they're asking you to pull
Pull
up
up.
to another spot.
Yeah, pull up to the,
Do you know why?
typically because they're cooking something fresh, hopefully.
But why would they care if you're sitting at their window if you're sitting at the end of the and what? There's no line behind
Well,
you.
just
You're the
get-
only cat in the parking lot.
I don't know, maybe they're worried that somebody might come pulling up, or that's just maybe what rules they have. I don't know. Why? What
Nope.
do you know? What do you know?
You want to
bro?
tell them, Gordon?
There's a timer there that they have to have the food delivered, and basically the customer only sit on the window for 30 seconds or less.
There is
Oh,
a
really?
timer at the window that corporate or the franchise office, it gets the average to see how quickly they get the
They
people
get
through the
the
drive-through.
food.
That's why when there's a line around the building and you say, like I do,
Mhm.
hey, there's no one inside. I'll go inside and beat the rush.
Right.
And yet you're
BS.
standing in there forever. And you're
Yeah,
like,
that's what a service is real
it's like,
fucking
why is
slow.
the drive-through getting priority? It's because of the timer.
I
So,
did not know that.
if you're like this guy and you
Uh-huh.
want to be a dick and there's no one behind you, so you're not preventing anyone else from going about their day,
Dude, you're ruining somebody's job with that.
you slowly, methodically put that debit card back in your wallet, maybe drop it on the floor once or twice after they've
Okay,
asked you to
yeah,
move.
yeah.
Or you roll up the window. Because if you say no, I've actually done this once where I said, no, I'm not going to participate in you playing numbers game with corporate office. Huh? What do you mean? I know the timer game.
Boy, you're onto that, man.
Well, we used to do it because back in Wendy's it was motion sensor. There was actually a window. And I've talked about Moon in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Moon would lean out with a dinner tray, swipe it 3 or 4 times, thus lowering the average. Because as far as they know, we just busted 3 or 4 cars out of the drive-through window real quick. And so when the numbers got high and no one's there, he'd just lean out with a dinner tray, hold it over there for 3 or 4 seconds, take it off, wait.
Smart move.
And so when they ask you to move off the window, it's because they don't want corporate to know how bad their drive-through service sucks. And the place down here that sells the ice cream, they're real bad at that because their service is horrible.
Yeah, that one.
And so if you want to be a dick like me, or obviously you kind of want to be a little under the gun about it, because the more open you are about it, the more likely someone might spit in your food. So you don't want to be a whole hog dick about it, but that is the secret. That is the insight. That is the little.
Insider.
I was going to say
Why they're asking you to pull up.
I was going to say insider trading, which was the title of that video where I was talking about when you work.
I saw that, man, but I didn't click on it yet.
Basically, that's a
I
little.
was like, is he talking about them Wall Street and shit, man?
No, that's talking
What's he
about
getting
people who
into?
work in the food industry,
Okay.
right? So let's say you work at Dave's Taco Shack, right?
Yeah, damn right.
You're working 60 hours a week.
Right on.
You're fucking tired of tacos.
Yep.
So you call over Gordon over at Gordon's fucking fish and chips.
Yeah. What's up, Gordon?
He's tired of eating fish and chips too.
Yeah.
But you have an allotment for each of your employees to have
Some tacos.
$5 worth of free tacos. Just an
Damn
easy
right.
number to round up.
Mm-hmm.
So the four of you get together and say, hey man, I'm fucking tired of tacos.
Yeah.
But between the four of us, we have a $20 allotment
Mm-hmm.
of free food. So you call down on Gordon's Fish and Chips. Him and his crew are fucking tired of fish and chips.
all the time, man.
And they have $20
Switch it
allotment,
out.
and so you each make $20 worth of food, and you
Yeah.
deliver it, and it's the underground food, freaking
Yeah.
insider trading, underground railroad of food.
Wow. You know what? I've never worked fast food in my entire life, so I don't know how any of this works.
And so the weird old man in me, like the place where I get my sack of tacos for $6, I've been
Right.
going there for like 10 years.
That plate, yeah.
I have a good
Good.
relationship with them, and anytime I'm at a place where I have a good relationship, I'll spring it on them just to see their face, like, who do you trade with? Huh?
Yeah, right.
Who do you trade with?
Yeah.
Oh, you know about that? I
Yeah,
know,
I know.
about that. Who do you trade with? Oh, we trade with the guy down there who makes pizza. But yeah, it's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I kind of get a kick
It
out of
works.
finding out what type of food each food place trades with.
Trades, yeah, who they're trading with.
Yeah,
I see, that's
obviously,
just
if
small
you're working
mom
at
and
an
pop stuff.
Italian place, you're not going to trade for pizza. You're going or a hoagie.
Oh, hell no.
You're going to go the opposite end of the direction. So
Yeah,
it's interesting to find out
Mexican food or
which
something.
food places what the opposite end of their spectrum is.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, I wish I would. I kind of regret not working fast food as a young teenager. But I instantly started working in construction, man. I started working on boats, really. And then construction, and then back on boats again, so.
Well, I'll tell you what about restaurant work and fast food is one thing it teaches you is how to multitask like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be spinning lots of plates at the same time, especially once you get into serving tables and stuff like that.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Well, as we also talked in the past, it also teaches you that daily life chores aren't that bad. Because once
No.
again, if you're working at Wendy's and you're closing, and you have the unfortunate job, like which usually falls on the dudes, to you actually had to take a mop bucket, dump it
Right.
on the floor, scrub it, and then squeegee it. Well, in order to do that, you got to clean up the bathroom, sweep.
Mm-hmm.
And the women's restrooms, as I mentioned on the Unsupervised podcast, what the hell, ladies, is going on in the women's restroom? It looks like New Year's Eve in there every night. Just hundreds and thousands of pieces of shredded up newspaper. Well, when you're cleaning 2 restrooms every night that's been used hundreds of times that one day, cleaning your bathroom on the weekend ain't that bad. So, thus, cleaning that filthy-ass grill that's been cooked on all day. Well, cleaning your stove on Saturday is not that bad. And so, even though it's fast food and you think, what can I be learned? Life skills can be learned from that.
I'll tell you one of the gnarliest things, be honest with you, seriously, is because I did work on charter boats when I
Mhm.
first moved here. And we'd run up to North Cap and Boca Grande and stuff of that nature from Sanibel. Those restrooms on those boats, people would stick things in the toilets where
Oh,
it
I'm
says
sure.
you're not supposed to put such and such in the toilet, don't do it. But they would do it, and you know what, bro? I got to the point where I just stick my hand in there and pull it out
Yeah.
because there's nothing you can do. I mean, bro, people have to go to the bathroom. What are you gonna do? Captain's like, I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. Let me get back into the back.
Yep.
And I'd climb
Elbows
into,
deep.
Yeah, I'd climb into the hall, dude.
Yep.
They'd see me go down into the hall, man, and I'd be in there just ripping the,
Hey, elbows deep.
God, the stuff I pulled out of there. Ugh.
The worst thing I've had to pull out of a toilet's when I worked up in Big Sky in maintenance. Well, it was New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
amateur night.
Yep.
Right before it's time for me to get off, I get a call to the Mountain Mall that the toilet's overflowing the men's restroom. I looked and I couldn't find the son of a bitch. I ended up pulling the toilet off. Somebody somehow managed to flatten a fucking can and get it all the way past the fucking trap and into the bottom of it.
No.
That's horrible. That's intentional there. That's just being
Well, that
a dick.
is. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I'd have seashells. I'd have all kind of stuff.
Have you ever had a roommate, Dave?
Oh yeah, man.
Here's a fun little game we'll play, and I learned this from
Got
Gordon's
thrown out
roommates at
many places.
Big Sky, Montana. This is what reminded me of it. What even on my list? Best pranks to play on a roommate and or people in a common living area, such as a college or a ski resort co-occupational
man.
building.
a dormitory, so to speak.
We've all know about the stupid ass cellophane on the toilet seat and all that.
Yeah.
The best one ever. I learned just from Gordon's friends at Big Sky because they had communal
What,
showers.
like the bedwetting?
No, this
What?
is better than that.
What do you
Best one
got?
ever. You want to tell it, Gordon? You want me to?
Go ahead.
I'm
I
gonna
want to hear it.
what you do is, especially like if you're in college, if you're a college kid and you're listening to this and you have communal showers,
Uh-huh.
here's what you do: you get yourself a crescent wrench, right?
Right.
Go down there, you take the shower head off, and pineapple or coconut works better because it smells like body wash. Put lifesavers in the head of the shower. Screw it back on.
Right.
They'll take a shower. Everything's good to go. Shampooing. Must be the guy next to me using coconut. Not until they dry off does the candy dry all over their body, and they're nothing but stick from head to toe. And if it's a single shower unit and they go back in there and re-shower,
They're just gonna get sticked all over again.
and the best part is it's a self-reversing prank because after enough water runs through it, it goes away.
Yeah, that's true.
But that person is not, they don't know until they dry off and they're just completely stick,
that's
hair,
messed up,
everything
man.
from head to toe.
I'd be pissed.
And what's nice about that is you won't get just one person.
Yeah, you get multiple.
Several
Depends how long
people.
the shower is.
Well, how many lifesavers you stick in
You
there?
know? And it's self-reversing.
How much water pressure is able to make it around those 5 lifesavers?
Oh, this power sure does suck, but they'll still use it, especially if they're all being used.
Yeah.
That's messed up, man.
I've
That's
always
a
wanted to try that, but
messed
I've
up
never lived in a
prank, man.
communal. You know, I had my roommate Brad, but I didn't really think about it too much then. I saw a student driver today.
Did you?
Speaking of which,
When's the last time you actually seen a vehicle that said student driver?
it's been a while, man. But I saw one a few. I don't know. It's probably about 2 months ago, maybe.
And the crazy thing is, this one was actually one of those. It wasn't a car.
Double steering wheeled car.
No, it wasn't. It was not a full size fleet van, but one of the cars
Oh,
with the. It was kind of the mini version, the white kind of cargo.
Yeah. That's what I've seen.
But it had like the city of Cape Coral logo or like some official looking logo. And of course, the girl's in there driving like this, but she's basically driving a minivan. And I got to thinking, maybe because the reduction of 16 to 18-year-old kids driving nowadays, you used to see that shit all the time.
well,
But
yeah, they don't.
it's so rare that it actually. I was like, holy shit, that's a student driver.
Yeah.
Well, is it mandatory in Florida? I know it was in Ohio.
I don't know if it is.
I don't think
I
so.
wouldn't-
You got to go to school. I mean, obviously, when you're in high school, I think you go through classes nowadays, and
It probably is if you're 15 and 16, but if you're 17, 18, maybe. I don't know. To answer your question, I would say that if it was, I wouldn't be so surprised to see one on the street. But it's been a few years since I can actually think of seeing one on the road.
I mean, I learned to drive from stealing my mom and dad's car, my buddies' parents' cars, and then literally going to school because I went to night school. They didn't have any.
Your diploma, your way.
Yeah, they didn't have any kind of driving program, so I just went straight to the DMV. Man, they're like, "Yeah, you're good to go," and I'm like, "Sweet," and I drove off that day,
I didn't get
drinking
my
and driving
license
that
until I was
freaking day like an idiot.
I didn't get my license until I was 17, almost 18 years old.
What?
Yeah.
How old were you?
17, almost 18.
Holy.
Well, because
That's-
I got to use Wave Runner for my 16th birthday.
Oh, okay.
And then I got Gordon's repossessed from my father's truck, but by then I was 17, and then Gordon, when I got my temps, I learned how to drive that S10 pulling said Wave Runner 3.5 hours.
Hell yeah.
But by the time I finally went through the schooling and all that, I was because, not to mention the fact that I was held back a year, so I was already a year older than my contemporaries in class, and so getting the waiver when I was 16 and not having a car. I wasn't no purpose for it. And then I got the car, temps. But yeah, by the time it was all said and done, I was 17, damn near almost 18.
Wow.
And so I got my license, and then I was 18 at school. I wasn't emancipated, so I couldn't check myself out. But once my daughter was born, like, okay, this guy can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
we're not
he's
going to
got
tell
a
him you
daughter,
can't leave
man.
when you got a kid
Yeah.
and you're 18 and your senior year of school.
Yeah. Yeah, and literally, I was, the day I turned 16, bro, I was in the DMV, and I drove off that day. I mean, shredding Metallica's Garage Days album. Because I put a system in, that because I was like, all right, I already had a truck. Everything was ready to go, bro. I lowered it because I had a lowrider. And I put a system
You
in
have
it.
13s on it, Dave?
Huh? Yeah, there was like 4.
Dayton Honey Spoke.
Yeah, bro, little Kraggers on it, man. Dayton Honey Spokes. No, I had some Kraggers on it, little small Kraggers, little 14 Kraggers, man, 15, 16s, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that day I rode off, man, shredding it, and then I went and picked my buddies up. They had some beer and some weed, and then it was off to the races, bro. And I just hadn't stopped, and here I am.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude, what a trip.
Gordon
That
and
was
I
the
were
day Dave became successful.
You damn right, bro.
Gordon and I were talking about this the other day on the
What you got?
phone, and I think I may have brought this up in the past, but maybe someone out there who knows this answer. As you know, I got a blacked out car,
Yeah, you're murdered out, son.
but I got that big ass ugly white Florida license plate on it. All right.
Oh, yeah, huh?
And so my question is, Florida has one or two black license plates, but one of them has the Tampa Bay Buccaneer sticker on it. The other one's got the UCF logo on it.
They got a Miami Heat blacked out one.
Well, my point is, if I get one of those, am I breaking any laws by blacking out the logo on it? I don't want the Tampa Bay,
Oh, by blacking out
by
like
modifying the
Tampa
license plate to
Bay
get rid of the logo that's on there, by physically altering
know
the
if you can
license
do
plate.
that,
That's my question.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that, man. I think it's got to be what the state has issued has to be displayed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even though it's black and it might, have the Tampa Bay logo, you're still gonna have to display the Tampa Bay logo with those colors, that aqua.
Well, it's interesting, Dave, and this one's going to piss you off, but somebody out here had picked up, because now we have the Raiders tags.
Oh, dude.
Somebody out with a very nice car had picked up some Raiders tags, and I know what he was doing because he's trying to make it look good. Well, he blacked out that Raiders logo.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering if he, but the thing is, I mean, if once he gets pulled over or stopped, man, he's gonna get looked at, man.
Now, this dude had a $70,000+ car. I'm sure he
No,
didn't
he can
care.
afford it then.
Now joining your program, already in session, I'd like to welcome all the YouTube subscribers. I was looking at our Restream IO, and I saw a little flag by the YouTube logo that said that your agreement session had timed out because Google's trying to make sure everything's secure. And so I just now went through the process. That's why you heard me tipping and tapping and tipping and tapping.
I heard you working
I was
away
trying to
over
log into my Google so I can give Restream IO permission to stream back to YouTube. So
there. Right on.
welcome to the episode already in process, YouTube viewers. This episode of the Waterman and D-Train show has been brought to you by our friends at Act Computers. Act Computers has been servicing all of Southwest Florida since 2004, including this weekend where I spent many hours rolling out a server
Yes, you did. It looks like
behind business hours. Because we understand that when you have a business, you can't shut things down for computer problems, so we come to you after hours. Several implementations, two-form authentication, anything. You want a Simply Safe and you can't bother putting it in, we can do that. Nest systems, servers, need your network expanded, Cat5 cable, everything, your wife, the wine, keyboard, as mentioned last week. They do it all, residential repair, business repair, at Computers, servicing Southwest Florida since 2004. Now, I know what you're saying, Don. I do live in Southwest Florida, but I don't feel like driving to Cape Coral. Well, you can do what Sean did this week. Thank you, Sean, so much for supporting the Waterman and D-Train show by calling at Computers and saying, hey, fella, I want to try out that remote session that you talk so much about. I logged into Sean's wife's Mac and discovered it was super old, and that's why it was running slow. And so I did the best I could and then didn't charge him anything. I just said, here's what you need to do. This thing's got like a 1.4 gigahertz processor, 4 gigs of RAM. It's too slow. It's outdated. But thank you, Sean, for supporting the show. And if you don't want to come to me, or if you live out of state, give us a call, 239-283-1120, or go to act-capecoral.com. Even if you have a Mac, I can log in and help. And while we're at it, this is not a new sponsor, but we have a new promotion coming up.
What's up, man?
And we need to talk about this behind the scenes. And for you who are patrons of the Patreon page, you'll get a heads up on this promotion. We'll roll out in probably a week or two. I got to get some stuff sent out to Gordon so he can participate too. But for those of you who sign up for Patreon, you'll get the advance notice on this.
All right, what do we got, man?
Straight from the mail from our friends at Amazon. Check that out. And speaking of Amazon, while Dave's opening up the box, what's in the box?
Let's have a look.
Go to d-410.com. Click on the Amazon link. Save that to your favorites and or on your desktop. And whenever you order anything from Amazon, it won't cost you an extra dime, nickel, quarter, or penny.
Fancy.
But they will give us kickback. Why don't you show the friends at home? Just going to start pulling those bad boys out of the box.
Pull out some of these, huh?
Now, you'll notice those are all the same, and there's a reason for that. But go ahead and pull them out.
I'm just trying. They're sliding out.
Pull it out.
I am, man. I don't want the box to get all
Just
jacked up.
start. Just pull them out.
That's what she said.
Here we go.
We have a box.
Check it out.
Now, Dave and I, we're not rich fellas.
Look at those, man.
We're men of the people.
Damn right.
We like to shop on a budget, but we like quality.
Damn right I do.
We like to buy the best of what we can afford. And
Look at all these,
I have
man.
mentioned in the past that I really thoroughly enjoy affordable sunglasses with clarity and good sun protection. And there's one brand that I wear, even though these have two different labels because they go by two different names depending on where you sell them. This is a company called Pugs. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you'll notice I posted a photo last week of me wearing the sunglasses. Not these, but ones I've purchased. Because I got a hold of Pugs. And I said, hey, if you go on my Facebook, my Twitter, my YouTube channel, or my Instagram page, you'll notice every photo of me. Within the last 5 years, I am wearing your sunglasses because I like them. I can afford them, and they work great. And I said I'm particularly impressed with this particular model number and style. So if you would be willing to send us a few pairs to give away on the show, that would be cool.
Hell yeah, man.
Now, I didn't expect anything to come from it. I got a simple reply. What is your address?
Get out.
No demands. They didn't send me no one-sheeter saying I need to do this. They just simply said, what is your
Send us
address?
some audio.
I got a box full of sunglasses here. They're all the same style, but they're different color,
Yeah, a little
different
bit,
shades.
A little bit different. No,
There are some for women's, a little bit
there's
smaller.
Men and women.
There's
yeah.
men and women in here. Now, the reason why I asked for a particular brand is a model. I like that model, but because the Pug sunglass catalog is so vast in the styles, it'd be too hard to get people glasses that
Yeah.
would fit their shape, head, and all that. So I
These are
figured
sweet, man.
if we get all the same style, people can look at the photo and decide if that style is something they like,
Yeah.
and then they can enter the whatever we come up with to get these out. I just don't want to say, hey, give us a call and give you glasses out.
Yeah,
I want to make it a little last longer than that. So I will take a photo of all these using my new light box that I've been using.
Sweet, man.
Dave gets a pair. I'm going to send a pair out to Gordon, and then I'm not even going to take a pair because
you already got like 25.
well, I already have one or two pair, and I want to have enough to give to all our listeners. So
Yeah, man.
you guys get
Hook 'em
first
up.
pick, and then we will come up with a contest idea on how you can get your own free pair of Pugs from us here at the
Beautiful.
Waterman and D-Train Show. And like I said, for those who sign up on Patreon, they will probably get a week's heads-up notice. They'll kind of get a early entry chance if they are interested in this style. If you want to know real closer style, just go to my D-Train page, click on my profile pic, and you'll see the glasses I'm wearing. Those are the style. But like I said,
These
many
are
colors.
nice, man.
Yeah, they're
That's
very
a real-
nice.
That's really nice of them.
Yeah, so
Very nice
pick
of
the ones you
Pugs
want.
Eyeglass company.
And yeah, I mean, like I said, they didn't have any demands. They didn't send me one sheet or send us.
I mean,
and
dude, look
I
at
sent an
all
email
those,
back.
man.
I sent an email back, said, hey, I got the glasses, and they replied, well, if you need anything else, let us know. So super easy to work with. Super happy about it. So this will be our first promotion. We'll come up with an idea for how we want to give them away,
Yeah.
and we'll go down that road.
I'll think about that one too.
And while
Beautiful,
we're
man. What
while
else?
we're getting the plugs in,
Is there something else?
no, not right now.
Okay. I'm
Um,
thinking, man, this is like gift day.
Dave has asked me about running, and yes, I ran 12.5 mile or 12 and a half miles yesterday, and I was wearing my sleeve headbands. If you want to get your active wear, go to sleeves.com, enter the promo code D41040, save 40% on all of your order, and I'll get that out of the way. But the reason I bring this up,
Yeah.
and Gordon, this is old hat for him, he lives in Vegas, and that's
Homelessness?
homelessness.
Oh yeah, man.
We know homelessness is running rampant out California.
Bruh.
We know that people are getting tuberculosis and dropsy and the Black Plague and everything else.
Yeah, the foot.
Seattle's getting crazy.
Oh, Seattle's out of control.
Now,
man.
we have our homeless here, and we talked a while back about the gentleman I gave some free pants to. But Sunday, no, not Sunday, Father's Day, because I ran Father's Day all by my lonesome.
Okay.
Now, one of the things I try to do, and not to get too disgusting, but we're all grown-ups here, and as the children's book once said, everybody poops.
You're damn right.
I try to get up early enough to do all my offloading at home so that I can run long distances without having to end up in the newspaper where you hear about these people pooping in people's yards, or
Jogging it out, man.
or what was the high school superintendent who was arrested for? It turned out he was the guy constantly crapping on the high school track, even though he had a key, he could have went inside.
Yep.
But I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy pooping in a bush somewhere. And so Father's Day, right? I wake up late, but I get down there, and I leave the Edison, and I run 3.5 miles. And my goal is to run to do what we call the Pondella Push. That's where we run from the Edison over the Edison Bridge down to Pondella and back, and it's like 8 miles.
Okay.
But I'm getting close to Centennial Park, right? I'm getting grumblies into tumblies, man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man,
This isn't cool, man.
it's finally happened.
Yeah. You've been waiting for it. I was going to ask you about that.
It comes down to this.
Because they're down there, bro.
Now, I've stopped at the restroom there before, but usually to urinate or to refill my water bottle in disgusting city water. But hey, when you're running miles, you don't care. But grumblies and my tumblies. I had gremlins, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it was far more than just, a minor.
My butt itches.
It was, I farted, did I leave a trail? And luckily it didn't. So I put my pride aside. I put my disgust for public restrooms in my back pocket.
Just got to do it, man.
And as I'm running the building, there's two folks sleeping down by the steps on the right side of the stair column.
Oh, yeah. That's normal.
Whatever. Walk around, go upside, open the door, and I hit some feet. Now, this cat is sleeping inside the men's room, but he's smart enough to do it in a way that he's sleeping by the door, so that if the door opens, it'll hit him, wake him up, thus preventing him from getting rolled
Yeah,
or beat up in his
exactly.
sleep.
Smart.
And so I was like, oh man. Hey,
Sorry, bro.
now, no, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't scared of the homeless men. I was actually being courteous at this point. I'm thinking, I'm going to blow the shit out of this bathroom. This poor son of a bitch is trying to sleep
Yeah,
in
he's
here.
over here just knocked
Do
out.
I really want to blow this guy out of his dormitory?
But you know what, bro? He's so used to it, so I just go.
He may actually smell worse.
Yeah, but
Nah, man. No way.
We're talking sound effects. We're
Oh,
talking.
yeah. So what?
I was like, let me go outside and ponder this.
There is no embarrassing, dude.
So I circle back and I
bro.
go
gotta
outside.
take a...
Well, there's something else I didn't mention. I noticed when I was walking to the men's room that the women's exterior door was propped open. So you can see in
yeah,
there.
you be careful going in
So
there,
I circled
man.
back and I cast my eyes into the women's room and I see that there's no feet.
That don't mean they're not in there,
No,
bro.
I mean, you can see underneath the
Oh,
stalls.
okay.
There's no feet, so there's no women in there, right? It's still early in the morning. I'm like, you know what the hell? This is 2019. If anybody asks me, I'll say I identify as a woman.
Damn right.
So I start making my way into the women's room, and everybody's, that's the ladies' room. And I look over, and it's the city employee whose job it is to clean the restrooms.
Oh, stop.
Busted.
And I was
Right
like,
in your
well,
tracks.
man, there's a dude sleeping in the men's room. He's like, come with me.
Oh, no.
Now, the race of the gentleman who cleans the restroom is the same race as the gentleman sleeping on the floor, who's not the
Oh.
same race as me, right?
They know each other, guaranteed.
No, that's not even where I was going with that. That's kind of a dick saying. But everybody, you can tweet Dave at Dave the Waterman on that. He won't be able to read it, but you can tell him what an asshole he is for that comment.
What? The two dudes knew
So I follow him in there, and he's like, "Man, it's good to come here." I said, "Dude, I'm not afraid of the guy. I'm being
Yeah.
courteous. I don't want to blow him up out of this son of a
Yeah,
bitch."
I mean,
But I said, you know what? At this point, the hell with it.
right on.
I tried to be nice. I tried to be courteous to my fellow man. I didn't want to embed him in my stink and my sounds, the sounds of nature. And I crack open a stall, and there it is.
Oh.
Completely covered and smeared
Oh.
in human shit.
now,
Now, standing 5 feet behind me is the guy's job it is to clean up this shit,
Oh.
who has been around long enough to tell me that's the women's room. And judged by the fact that the women's room door is propped open, he probably already cleaned the women's room. But it is not cleaned the men's room yet.
Letting the guy sleep a little.
And I looked at him and said, you know what? I'll take my chances in a porta-john.
Hell yeah.
But you say, Don, how do you know there's a porta-john nearby? Well, that's because if anybody's been to the Sky Bar in the last year and a half, they've heard nothing but complaints about the new hotel being built right in front of the Sky Bar, thus making it no longer the Sky Bar, but the bar with the view of the new hotel.
That's a rough one.
There's construction.
No
going on
construction porta shitters are horrible.
Bro, you are in a world of hurt
there.
down
And so
there.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. It's only a block away.
I'm gonna go check out the porta john.
My options are A, to sit on someone else's
Feces.
Think you know.
Hmm.
Especially with the half-ply city-provided toilet paper.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
You're not making a
protect you.
good toilet paper ring with that.
Mm-mm.
Or take a risk with porta john. Now,
Maybe
Well, how
we can-
close to slinging mud are you getting to be at this point?
Yeah, dude, he's got to be
close
getting
enough
close.
that I'm making this a challenge.
The slow walk.
But being a man who reenacts,
He likes to
here
torture
goes with the
himself.
reenacting stuff again. Being a
Yeah.
guy who reenacts and's camped out at many places, I know that the porta johns are flushed out first thing in the morning. That's
Most
when the
of the
guy
time.
comes, he
Yeah.
douches that sumbitch out,
Yeah.
and here it is, 6:45 a.m. So the odds are in my favor.
Right.
So I go jogging down because once again I got my Strava app on. I can't be walking. I got to keep my pace up. So I run the extra block and a half, and I see there it is on the horizon, like the siren song to the sailor calling my
Oh,
name,
yeah.
right in the medium
Land ho!
of the street. For those of you who've seen the YouTube video of the guy who came down downtown Fort Myers to show you of all the spots where they shot the movie, what zombie movie was that? The zombie movie they shot down here originally, which is why we had ZombieCon.
Oh man, that was
Walking Dead or
no,
Night of the
Night
Dead?
of the Living Dead or something.
Anyhow, Night of the Living Dead, the
Yep.
one they shot in downtown Fort Myers,
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead.
the long shot where they're coming up the road and the helicopter's flying by and you hear the guy in the French horn yelling, "Hello!" That long shot, ladies and gentlemen, is right where they're building that new fucking hotel.
Uh-huh.
So that view is gone, but right in that medium, right from the movie, there it is.
Boom. Toilet.
Oh,
The,
Porta john.
the savior.
The savior of my belly.
Yeah, man.
The purveyor, the preserver of my underwear.
Damn right.
Walk up to it, walk around the corner.
Fuck you.
Exactly. There's a padlock on it.
Oh.
Fucking fox. Fuck
Exactly.
you. Fucking fox.
So I was smited by the toilet gods.
Bro, did
Because the guy who's running the construction site probably had 3 people camping out in that goddamn
Oh
thing.
yeah. Yeah.
So my choices.
Now you're in downtown, so you better start hitting up some of the businesses, man.
I left a part out of this tale of woe. My stomach started grumbling before I got to downtown.
Yeah.
So I stopped at the Publix on First Street, but they hadn't opened yet. They didn't open until 7:30.
God, dude, your luck sucks. Yo,
So I
that
knew
man.
Publix wasn't open yet. None of the other places were open yet. The men's room is full of shit.
God, don't make me
And there's
vomit.
somebody guarding the women's room who won't allow me to go in there, even though it's 2019, and I can tell everybody my name is Sheila.
Yeah.
So I did the only thing I could do. Pick up the pace and make the 3.5 mile run all the way back to the Edison,
Oh,
Oh no.
where we are allowed to have access to the ice machines
full on.
and the restrooms.
Oh,
And I made it.
I can't believe
I'm happy
it.
to announce I made it, but here, we've all been down this road. There's a great anomaly in the human body, and that is the stomach's very own GPS.
Oh yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've all been there. For whatever reason, the closer you get to the toilet at your home or wherever you're going, the closer you get to the toilet, the harder you have to shit.
Oh yeah.
You could wee in
Ain't
traffic
that
for
the
3.5 hours and be
Yep,
fine, but the
hold it.
closer you get, your GPS is, and that.
Something in the mind is kicking the body, going, "You're
And
almost
so
there. You're
I'm almost there. I get them. I'm sitting across the street.
Yep.
I run across the street. I go in the bathroom, throw it on the drawers,
Right.
and
Boom.
Nice execution.
You're doing
exactly. It
Yeah.
was a
Wow.
explosion of epic proportions
I'm glad.
But I
I'm
made it
glad
back.
You're all right.
with clean
I'm
draws,
glad you're safe.
happy pride,
Get rolled.
and I was better for it. Got in 6.5 miles, didn't get in the 10 I wanted to. But I did not break the seal of having to run down and shit in the city.
That's got to be a pain in the ass, man.
Literally. I try to get up literally a half hour or more just so I can take
That's
my
what I'm saying.
time. I can get down, I can offload in the morning. I can go down to Dunkin' Donuts.
curious.
And that's what makes it worse is every time I run, I drink a black coffee. So I'm going down there with a black coffee and a bagel on my belly,
Oh.
weighting that shit down.
Oh,
And so that is the story, the tale of
Yeah.
woes.
man.
All because of some fine people, possibly with some mental disorders, can't find a better place to shit and or sleep. And let me ask you this.
Hmm.
You're saying, Don, you're not being nice to the fine homeless people.
No, they're cool,
If anybody
man.
could say that that restroom belongs to them, it's the fine people who live in the streets.
Damn right.
You would think that if your options are shitting in a bush or at the end of a boat ramp or in a public restroom that apparently is open 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Well, now, once again, I could be wrong.
Nice, cool tile
Maybe it wasn't
floor.
them who trashed it. Maybe it's some drunk asshole who ran across the street from the city tavern.
That's very true.
But even still,
And I've seen it.
there's a money-making opportunity for you. It's a busy downtown Friday, Saturday night. You got
What?
people running to the
Set up some
restroom.
private toilets out there for
No,
just man 'em
man.
or something.
Take that Windex you used to use to wash people's windows.
Oh,
Restroom attendant.
oh.
Hey, bro,
Oh, that dude.
give me
well,
some
yeah,
tips.
Yeah, man.
I cleaned this bathroom for you. Give me some tips.
Yeah.
Clearly, you ran across the street because the
Dude,
city
then
tavern was full.
he'll start investing. He'll start having mints and
Yeah,
cologne
have a
and
little
stuff
beatbox,
in there.
have like the little bow tie and the
Yeah, bro.
vest.
Little
Yeah,
chair.
man. Why
So that's
shouldn't
the
I-
restroom attendant version of the guy wanting to squeegee your windshield on your car.
Hey, man,
Hey,
I
it's
would
all
I
about
would
making
rather
a
have
buck,
that
bro.
toilet seat cleaned with used water than with the dry shit that was on
I
it.
don't even. I can't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about this anymore. This is just, I'm
It's-
getting sick, man. My
Well, that
stomach
was
is
easy.
Turn. No, dude, I've had
Nah,
enough.
he's still suffering from gefilte fish fever.
Oh, I don't want to hear it, man. Don't even want to hear those words.
So now
Dave,
that I've
Waterman
disgusted everybody in
steam.
our audience
You're all
and
good.
ran them all off,
Even me, man.
let's go down one more thing disgusting.
Oh God.
We at Act Computers, we service all your needs. Call me up and you say, Don, can't get my DVD to work.
Yeah. I got my porno stuck in there.
And you're 82 years old and your computer is a computer that I gave you because you broke my heart when you said that you don't want to buy a new computer because you won't live long enough to see the investment.
Oh, damn.
So I took one of the computers someone gave to me and I rebuilt it and gave it to this guy.
God, that's hardcore.
But he told me he put his DVD in and it wouldn't play. That's all right, fella. You're right down the way. I'll come by and I'll.
Take a look.
Chances are you don't have a software with the proper codecs to play it. Went down there. Where's your DVD at, fella?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go get it. Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Yeah.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Now this is a porno. You don't have to look at it if you
I
don't
know
want
it,
to.
dude. Yeah, I know. He don't even know how to look it up on YouPorn or Pornhub.
80-year-old dude.
Still looking at DVDs.
Not only still looking at DVDs, his girlfriend has been hounding him, wanting to know if he'd seen it yet.
Oh no.
And the title of this film was like Almost Virgin P Word number 28. Now, being a
Almost.
guy who's worked with
That's so
computers
rad.
since 2002, being a guy who used to troubleshoot websites, when I sat down in my interview,
Was it all scratched up?
when I sat down the interview at the web hosting company, the first thing he said is, do you have a problem with pornography? Because we host porn sites as well as gay porn sites,
Ugh.
as well as fetish porn sites. Basically, any site we host, people can host as long as it does not break any federal or California state laws. So if someone comes up with a gay porn site who's having problems and you need to troubleshoot, you got, yep, not a problem. I have gay clients who will happily have me look at their computer with their young strapping dude wallpapers in full bloom. So I'm used to seeing it all.
Okay.
None of it bothers me. So I pop his DVD in. Yep, codecs doesn't work. Let me download the codecs. Skibbly bop. Hit play. The title screen comes up. I hit close real quick because I don't want this fella getting excited when I'm in the room.
Right, you're getting out
Just
of there.
verify. Here you go. Play. See, pop it in. Pops up. Opens. Close it out real quick.
Out. I'm out.
Let me show you a secret here, fella. This is 2019. See this? Click on that blue E. Yep, that's Microsoft Edge browser. Okay, yep. See these three lines up in the corner? Yep, click on that. Click Launch New Private Browser.
Right.
What the private browser does is it doesn't track your history. So when your grandkids are over here typing, it doesn't pop down all the... Now, this is a little website called youporn.com.
Oh, you hooked him up?
Virus-free, spam-free,
Nice.
to stay
Good
within
for
the
you,
realms of this
man.
page. Do it on your private browser so when people come over, and you don't have to worry about fighting the DVD anymore.
Dude, this dude's stoked to have you.
And of course, because I didn't want to feel like a male prostitute, I didn't charge him a
I was
goddamn
gonna say, man, you try tipping, you'd be like, hey, man, hey, young man.
How
here's
much
a-
do I owe you?
Yeah.
Nothing. We'll call it even.
All
Even
right.
for what? I don't know.
Just don't worry about it.
I don't know. I just something.
You help the dude out, man.
Well, not only that, but I feel like if I charge you for helping you get excited, even if it's in the future, I feel like
I mean,
that's
the dude's
prostitution
old
in some
lady's
way.
waiting to see if he's seen the video, and
And so
now he's going
I
to show
left
her
him with
something new.
his plethora of porn and his 83-year-old age. I'm happy
Oh,
to know
dear
that
God, he's 83.
having, it could be 81, but I'm happy to know he's got a,
At least he's not looking at DVDs no more, man.
yeah, well, no, he has to watch that one so she gets off his back, because I think
Alright.
she's giving an exam on that one,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
I wonder how old his girlfriend is.
Don't want to know. Gordon, are you ready?
Sort of backwards fucking pageantry.
Yes, I am ready. Sorry.
Joining us live from the WD410 News Desk in Las Vegas, Nevada. Here he is via satellite, one and only Gordon Nevada. Gordon,
How are you guys doing today?
we're doing well.
It's the news.
Woo.
We've already done this introduction. I get it. Got something for you.
Dude,
80-year-old
Are you
porn?
Slurpees.
what?
Slurpees.
Slurpees?
Yeah, 7-Eleven Slurpees.
Mm-hmm.
This show's getting out of control.
Yeah.
What
well,
about
check
Slurpees?
this out. They are now beginning to do deliveries of Slurpees in public spaces.
What?
Because we're not fat enough?
How many Slurpees
Oh,
you gotta order
exactly.
for a delivery, man? Like 50?
So in from the AP, are you craving a Slurpee, but
No.
lacking the motivation to get off a park bench? No worries. So this will help out the homeless guys with their apps
Oh, gee.
on their fancy phones. 7-Eleven has launched a delivery service Monday that will send a Slurpee to almost anything else carried or almost anything else carried by the chain to a public place, ranging from parks to beaches.
No way.
Well, sadly, I would like to give them credit for being innovative,
Well, there's a pizza place.
but the
down
fine people at Domino's had already beat them to the
there.
punch.
Yeah, delivery.
Yes, they have. So they don't even have to, those shady pizza
But
guys don't even
dude,
have to
I
know
mean,
where
come
you
on,
live.
you're ordering $10 worth of stuff, man. I mean, how much is it going to cost you to get it to the person? That's $4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're going to have a delivery fee on there. You know that.
So
So
Oh,
the
that's true.
company,
They got to tack on something.
oh, yeah. The company told the AP that there will be more than 2,000 7-Eleven hotspots, including New York Central Park and Venice Beach in Los Angeles,
Oh,
which will be activated on Monday.
yeah, well.
Well, our
So
sister
if you've
just,
gone to the dispensary while you're down there in Cali and you're feeling a little peckish or a little munchies or have some cottonmouth, you would give old 7-Eleven a ring, and they will bring it to you.
well, 7-Eleven is all about the upsell, but
Yeah.
our sister Lisa just hit us up on the YouTube, not the YouTube, Facebook live stream with a very good question. How are they going to keep them from melting? What they don't tell
That's
you is there
true.
going to be an $80 upcharge for the Yeti cup that it comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how are they going to keep that shit cold?
Good question. They haven't gone into that. However, they do mention that Domino's did launch a similar service last year,
Mm-hmm.
delivering pizzas to more than 200,000 public locations.
They sure did, man.
So we have been on a journey to refine convenience. According to a spokesman, this makes it easy for people to stay in the moment. Problem is, it just, in my opinion, it just creates lazier people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hell yeah, it does.
In my opinion, it just enforces our hypothesis that within 10 years, there's going to be no retail chains except for big box stores, gas stations,
Yep.
and sit-down restaurants. Not even fast food.
Yep.
Fast foods will be relegated to drive-through window only because no one's going to sit in the dine-in of fast food restaurants anymore. And after
Nope.
a while, I think the drive-through will probably almost go away. Everything's going to be delivered to you.
Yep.
Well, with all the delivery services going on and keeping people from moving around, have you seen the movie WALL-E?
No, I haven't, but you brought this up. But no,
yeah,
I
you
haven't
brought
seen
this
it.
up before.
Yeah,
With the
I
guy,
did.
They all sit in the
That's where we're
chairs.
headed, man. And then from the AP,
like
Orlando,
idiocracy.
Florida. We've all heard about red flag gun laws where, people can lose their weapons for being, domestic abuse, showing violence. However, this one kind of went a different way. A Florida woman was charged with theft after giving her husband's gun to the police.
Armed theft.
So a Florida woman's effort to protect herself from the domestic violence has become a flashpoint in the debate over gun rights and victim safety. Courtney Irby gave her estranged husband's gun to the police and was charged with domestic violence who was charged with domestic violence and aggravated battery, only to find herself arrested for theft. What do you think of that one?
Is that your complete news source on that? Because I have more detail on that.
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit more. What do you have?
Go ahead. No, that isn't all of it.
Yeah, what do you have?
Well, what they're not telling you, or what he hasn't gotten to, this said couple has already been separated.
Okay, yeah, exactly. They've
The
obviously had
husband
a
lives
domestic.
in his own domicile.
Uh-huh.
He was picked up for hitting her car at the courthouse.
Uh-huh.
So his domestic assault was ramming her car, allegedly ramming. I'm not saying this guy ain't a douchebag, he's a douchebag.
Okay.
But where she's getting arrested is she literally broke into
To
his
his place.
apartment, not into their shared domicile,
Right.
and told the police as she was handing over his firearms, plural, that I didn't know where they were. I had to search through his house to locate them and bring them to you, at which point the officer saying, so let me get this straight. You entered your ex-husband's home without permission.
Mm-hmm.
You rummaged through all his drawers, closets, and everything. What you've done is committed, and because they were firearms,
burglary.
armed burglary, because you're using guns. You have guns in your
True.
hands. And she's like, well, I was scared for my life. Well, then the answer is to come down to the police station, say, hey, I just put out a restraining order against him. He's in jail for hitting me for attempt, on battery. I've been told by my children or a third party that he has firearms in his house. Can we invoke the red flag law if it upholds here? Can you guys possibly see about removing the firearms from his home? You don't take it upon yourself to go full-blown vigilante, break into someone's apartment, rummage through his shit, collect it,
Hell
and
no.
then take it down to the police and hand it over saying that you're trying to protect yourself. Because
Yeah.
the argument could be made, much like here in the state of Florida. I'm in my house. I got my concealed carry permit. I got my firearms. Someone's breaking into my car. I go outside and I interject, and a shootout occurs. I go to jail. Why? Because I was in the safety of my own home. I went outside to protect property that has insurance on, according to the state, thus looking for trouble, because I removed myself from safety, put myself into danger, and then got into a gunfight. Well, once again, so you're concerned that your husband may have firearms and use them on you, so you're going to take yourself out of safety, i.e. your home, travel across town, enter into what you're saying is the lion's den,
Right.
and find the weapons that...
Look for the weapons.
Now, if you're concerned
Look
that
at
your
God, he
husband's
doesn't
going to
come
shoot
home.
you, exactly, who's to say that he doesn't catch you in his house with the
Exactly.
weapons and then use them on you? And so the police's whole thing is yes, the guy's a dickhead. Yes, he probably shouldn't have these. Maybe that's yet to be determined. But it is not your job to
Remove them.
to break into someone's house, remove them, and then bring them to us. That's
hardcore.
like
man.
saying walking
Yes.
into a police station. Hey, I know my neighbors smoke crack, so I took it upon myself to break into their apartment, locate their rocks, and here they are.
Yeah, I had to-
Chances are you're going to get arrested with
Let me
possession
try-
of drugs.
I tried it out to make sure it was real.
So
what
that's
I'd
why.
say.
That is the truth of why she got arrested, because
Wow.
it's not like they shared a
People are
home
crazy, man.
and she went home and got the guns and took.
People
No,
are
she
crazy,
broke into
bro.
his fucking apartment.
Exactly, and that's just it. If the guy doesn't turn him over, then there needs to be a court order from a judge.
People are
Um,
crazy, man.
Plain and simple.
Been there,
So,
I know.
The local, this isn't on his news, but the local gun store shared a post, or may have been Grunt Style. It was a father wrote into one of those Dear Abbeys,
Yeah.
and he was scared for his life because his 19-year-old daughter, who lives at his home, made him aware
Uh-huh.
that she went out and bought a scary 40 cal pistol. And so now he sleeps with
Oh,
his door locked on his
God.
bedroom because he's terrified that his daughter, who
Planning
prior to
something.
this had no issues with him and he had no issues with her, but because she now owns a firearm, all of a sudden it's going to speak to her in her dreams and she's going to lose
Oh,
her shit.
God.
And so he's
She'd buy a
sleeping.
40 cal though.
and so
What's
he-
she doing with that, man?
Well, I carry a 40 cal.
I know, man, but that's her first purchase.
But the whole
I get
purpose
what
is
you're
he's
saying.
saying because there's a
Stuff.
firearm in his house,
Yeah, yeah, he's free.
all of a sudden now she's going to
She's turned
completely
evil.
Yeah, and now he has to sleep with his door locked.
So
It's
stupid,
insane.
man. What else you got, Gordon?
Vladimir Zhalovsky, 23,
What?
The Russian.
of West Springfield, Massachusetts, has got himself in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah.
He has been charged with 7 counts of negligent homicide in the crash that killed motorcyclists.
He hit 7 motorcycles. Well,
When
He
was
hit
this?
he
7
hit enough
motorcycles.
motorcycles that had 7 occupants.
When was this?
So let's
It
say
was in Springfield. It was a crash
Well, I mean, what
involved-
day was this? When did this happen?
just over the weekend.
Really?
over the weekend. Yeah.
So let's just say six motorcycles. No, let's say 5 motorcycles. 4 of them had 2 people on it.
Oh.
So he killed 7 people with one foul swoop.
What was the deal with him, man? What, did they know anything?
All we know is he was driving a 2016 Dodge 2500 pickup while towing a trailer that hauls cars.
If you can't dodge it, ram it.
Yeah. That's what they
Yep, he
say.
collided with a group of 10 motorcycles of the Marine Jarheads Motorcycle Club in the small town of Randolph.
If it's not worse, this was a motorcycle club
Of
of
Marines.
ex-Marines and retired
Yeah.
Marines
Retired.
who
They-
probably
they've
go out and do
served in
color guard
combat.
service. They go out and they
You're
probably
damn right.
ride for like Children's Hospital and all these charitable events.
And the gentleman's name that was driving the pickup was, once again,
Russian McRussianstein.
just a
Yes, a Russian
Russian
McRussianstein.
McRussianstein, huh?
Yes, he was.
Try to say it
he was-
again, but it won't
Yeah.
matter.
All right. Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
saying that he is trying to process this whole ordeal with his family, that he feels totally shocked, and it happened so fast. Well, yeah, no shit.
Oh, so he didn't mean to do it.
Oh, wait, we're not done.
Okay.
He's also cooperating with police, and he feels mentally hurt.
So he killed 7 people and he's mentally hurt.
And he's the one. What
He's the victim.
the-
He's
Yeah,
the victim
another
card.
guy trotting out the fucking victim card. And- Yeah, in 2013, he was arrested on a drunk driving charge.
There's something
And
up
also
with
May
this guy.
11th, he was arrested on a drunk driving charge.
I'm starting to see what they call a pattern.
Yeah, what was that other? Wasn't there a story where?
I'm sorry, let him finish. I have a feeling there's more drunk driving charges coming.
Yeah, how many?
Following that 2013 arrest, his license was suspended for
Let me guess. Failure to pay parking tickets?
210 days.
Wow.
And he was placed on probation for 1 year.
That's not so bad.
Really?
I've been on probation a lot, dude. I know what it's like.
I
just
went
got
on vacation and I came back on
I've
probation.
been on probation, man. You know, a year ain't such a bad deal, man.
I was just watching an episode of Shameless where Lip's college professor, spoiler alert, gets his 5th DUI.
Oh, that sucks.
But he's like 70, and Lip says, "How do you get 5 DUIs? That's insane. I never got." And he's like, "Come talk to me in 40 more years."
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Trust me. Shameless. That's a good show, man.
It's a very good show.
What else you got on that list there, fella?
I got one local Las Vegas thing. It's for anybody who happens to listen out here. Again, they're cracking down on illegal fireworks this year.
Yeah.
Last year, there was more than 27,000 snitches out there that reported the illegal fireworks, but only 35 citations given. This year, they're using something that actually will detect the heat from the fireworks. in
So wait
order
a
to
minute.
track
So
them
the
down.
local police department is investing enough money for
Rats.
cameras to detect fireworks.
Actually, that'll be the Clark County Fire Department, but
Ah.
they'll work in coordination with each other.
Meanwhile, in Florida, starting yesterday, my neighbor, not Timmy, but the cats across the street, was already letting mortars off. on
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I came down
We
the
got
road
mortars
today,
going off
dude. There
on
was, the whole street was smoked out. I was
Because-
like, yeah, dude, here we go.
And I don't mind because last year I had 2 mortars left over from when my tubes collapsed because I had too many mortars and the tubes they start to separate.
Yeah.
And so I took my 3 remaining mortars over to them and gave them to them so they
That's
can launch
nice.
them off.
That's nice. Those things are expensive, man. Like
Well,
$20 a
I know a radio station that you work for that every year do a $25 gift card to a fireworks place. When you
Yeah.
go, it's buy one get one free. So that 25 promptly turns to 50. So chances are, here in a few weeks, Dave, you might be able to get yourself some fireworks.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got a big gig coming up with fireworks.
There you
Actually,
go.
I'll tell you all about it coming up. Not today.
And
What else
that's
you
it for news.
Thank you so much, Gordon. Once again, broadcasting live from the Business Report. News section on Radio Gordon. All that, Gordon. And while we're on the topic of discussing things, I'm going to close up the show with this. I kind of started something new on Facebook that Dave would know absolutely nothing about because you don't have Facebook.
Nope.
I have been finding myself on Facebook Marketplace, the virtual antique store, if
Don't
you
worry
will.
about that.
But I'm starting to find the pervs have found their way in.
Yeah.
Much
That
like
doesn't
they always
take long,
do.
though.
Anytime there's new technology or new service, the pervs find their way in. So I started taking screenshots of perverted and or just weird fucking Facebook Marketplace posts.
Yeah.
And one of them, this guy was selling like these 4 mirrored cubes.
I
And
saw
you can
that.
see his feet in the
I
background
seen
and like
that.
all crumpled up.
Dude, they were trippy. I was like, what the hell? Look like some kind of alien foot.
And then I posted a picture, and I went as far as blowing the girl's face out. And there's like 6 different photos of her, like 6 different posts and 6 different outfits. But she's posting services for house cleaning for $25. But she's leaning over in a mirror with her cleavage hanging out.
Got to clean your pipes.
She
Which
look
that
good?
ain't so bad, but the tried and true, which goes back as long as telephones and panties themselves,
Yeah.
the used panty market.
Are you kidding me?
You can buy yourself some used panties for $5
On
on
the
Facebook
Facebook
Marketplace. And it reminds me back to my days in Ohio, living on the west side.
Yeah.
When I moved off the HITTOP, but hadn't quite made it back to Grove City. I was still living on the west side, and we were living in an apartment. Right next door to me was a weird chick and her boyfriend. The boyfriend was weirder than the chick, but the chick was a phone sex operator.
Oh yeah.
And
Known a few.
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or name names, but she once claimed that one of her regulars was a gentleman from a 1970s sitcom involving a car that liked to jump over shit. But one of the things she used to
That's her
do
claim.
to make extra money was to go down to the local Meijer. That's
Like a grocery
It's a-
postal.
it's a store regional to Kentucky and Ohio.
Outpost.
It falls somewhere in between Walmart and Target.
Okay.
But she would go and buy panties,
Mm.
and then she would rub different food items into it to give a certain smell that was
Oh.
similar to that of a woman's body odor, but would make extra money selling these items to her phone sex customers, and so that's how
But she-
she would supplement her
But you
income.
rub some gefilte fish on it.
And so the used panty market goes back to long before the internet. Yeah, so she would.
So it's invaded the old marketplace.
Yeah, it's Facebook Marketplace. There's some $5 pink panties on there if you're interested.
$5.
So,
Scary
uh,
part is
how
that
much?
may have been the
$5?
first
If you haven't
ad.
followed us on the Waterman and D Train show on Facebook,
And I gotta get me
do
a
that,
Facebook
and
account,
I
man.
will try to. Anytime I see some weird or funky Facebook Marketplace photos, I will post those. And as we said before, when you go to d-410.com, please, people, click on the Patreon link, become a patron. You can choose the $1 baller plan. I'll still love you. It's $1 a month. And it's literally $1 a month. They're not going to do the 12 months in advance and take $12 out of your bank account. Not that that's a lot of money, but they'll literally take $1 a month out of your plan. We got the OG5 plans, $3.50 a month. And the Long Arms Deep Pocket plan, which is $7.50 a month. All that money does not go to my pockets. Unbeknownst to Dave, he thought it did.
Shut up.
It
dude.
goes to buy new equipment like this new USB sound card, which has greatly improved the sound quality of our show.
Yes, it has.
It goes to paying for the service that allows us to stream this video. And probably start next month, we haven't really been hitting the phone calls because our phone number changes so much that people can't keep up. But through that text service, it does offer a
Permanent.
static phone number for like $10 a month, and I have discovered that I can put the app on my computer so we don't have to plug the phone in, so we get quality, and so we can
Audio.
start taking phone calls and bringing you guys in on the games. And so I'm not trying to get rich off of the Patreon stuff. It literally is going to go to pay for everything here. In the last year and 6 months, I haven't taken a single red note.
Nope.
Payroll, none of us have. So Patreon, Amazon, sleeves, and at computers. All that stuff can be found at d-410.com. And t-shirts. Dave, what color shirt do you want? Digital 410 is going to buy you a Waterman 100s t-shirt.
Oh,
What color do you
man.
want?
It's hot as hell out there. I'll take a white one.
A white Waterman's 100 t-shirt. If you
Please.
want a Waterman 100 t-shirt, you can get that at d-410.com. If you want a Suck It Up Buttercup shirt, get that at d-410.com. If you're a young lady who are tired of getting people hitting you up on Instagram simply to get a follow back, order the new Ain't No Follow Back Girl at d-410.com. All of our shirts are there. If you're on the app or a remote device, unfortunately, you got to scroll all the way to the bottom, past all the local posts. You'll see a picture of a t-shirt. Click on that. It'll take you there. And, yeah, that's going to be about it.
Yeah, I'm
I
yawning
think
and stuff,
we're
man.
getting tired.
I'm burnt, son.
And we're going to wrap it up. And so, with that being said, in the last hour, we talked about a lot of gross shit. We talked about some semi-funny stuff. None of the stuff's very funny, so it's semi-funny. And we talked about hopefully some motivational stuff about getting jobs. More jobs to have, better jobs to have. So out of all the shit we said in the last, literal shit, out of all the shit we said in the last 110 minutes, I hope we found something motivating, something a little positive. That'll help you go out and achieve your dreams. Life is short, life is hard. Do what you need to do to accomplish your dreams. And one morning you may wake up dead. Gordon?
Aegis 1974 at Instagram.
One more time.
Aegis 1974 at Instagram.
And Dave.
Everybody listening, everybody interacting with us tonight, I really do appreciate it. And you guys, all your hard work, Shane and Gordon, and everybody that's checking out, I'm only on Instagram, and I check with Dave on the board, check out there. Other than that, man, we have to go through the week, and we'll see you next week.
El Camino.